Hey guys, it's Ben here from the Pride of Villa, and I'm back with the game week predictions. Unfortunately, I did leave it a little bit late, so I'm going to have to wrap through this as quick as possible. I'm just going to give a little insight into the games and overall predict the right outcome for the results. If you are going to enjoy this video, please leave a like, subscribe, turn on those notifications. As I said, follow us on the social pages and get us to 10 likes on this video. We'll do more, but without further ado, we're going to get straight into it. We start with Crystal Palace versus Leicester City. Obviously, Crystal Palace losing 3-0 to Aston Villa, whilst Leicester City getting a 2-2 draw at home to Man United. And overall, I think Leicester City are going to breeze past Crystal Palace here. Palace have no form at all, no consistency, don't really look like getting a win from anywhere, whilst Leicester City continue to provide some form and maintain themselves within that top six. I'm going to go Leicester City 2, Crystal Palace 0 here. I think Jamie Vardy and James Maddison are going to run the show again. Next up, we have Chelsea versus Aston Villa. Obviously, a really interesting game here, considering Chelsea have just lost 3-1 against Arsenal. Whilst Aston Villa came back to win 3-1, 3-0 against Crystal Palace. This is obviously going to be an interesting game for Villa because this is the first, very tough fixtures of games. Obviously, got Chelsea, Man United, Liverpool, Tottenham, and Everton. Obviously, 5 really difficult games for Aston Villa. But I think, as I was saying to myself after watching the Crystal Palace game, overall, I think apart from potentially us, I don't really see a team that we could be losing to, just because we have probably the best form in the league right now. Although, you could say Man United, you could say Leicester. Overall, I think there isn't a team that's really stood out this season. I think if anyone's going to stand out, I think it can be Villa. And I think, again, today, I think we can get a result here. I'm that confident. I think we are going to get a win. I think it's going to be very, very close. But I'm going to go 2-1 to Aston Villa. I think Jack Grealish and Ollie Watkins will finally get a goal. But I think we're going to be continuously mounted pressure on by Chelsea. I think they will get a goal eventually, but I think Villa will outsee the game and get a win. Next up, Everton versus Manchester City. Obviously, Everton getting that 1-0 win against Sheffield United, while Manchester City getting a 2-0 win against... They got a 2-0 win. It's going to be a really close game again. Obviously, Manchester City will want to be back into that top 6, whilst Everton look to continue and stay and cement their position in second place. I think this is going to be a draw here. I can't see either team really coming out victory just because of how much quality both teams have. So I'm going to go 1-1 here. I think Dominic Calvert-Lewin will get a goal here, and I think Sergio Aguero will start his goal tally yet again. Next up, we have Brighton versus Arsenal. Brighton obviously getting that 2-2 draw against West Ham, whilst Arsenal getting a surprise upset against Chelsea 3-1. Arsenal fans will start to think they're coming back into the league, but ultimately they're not. They're still right at the bottom. And I think, again, Brighton will be a really nice result here to see him go back into, hopefully, contention of staying within the league this season. Whilst Brighton just really don't look like scoring at all, they don't really look like doing anything. As I said, I would like to see them go down. I think they've overstayed their welcome. And I think this season may finally be the season. I'm going to go Arsenal 2, Brighton 0. I don't really see Brighton scoring a goal at all. And I think Arsenal are going to get rewarded in the favour of the likes of Martinelli, and I think Willian's going to get a goal here. I think he's finally going to show some worth for the money that they're paying for him and finally get Arsenal back on the table. Next up, Southampton versus West Ham. Southampton losing a little bit of form right now, whilst West Ham also just can't seem to find the back in the net too. I think this is going to be quite a boring game, but I think Southampton are just going to edge it. I'm going to go 1-0 win here for Southampton. And don't, again, with West Ham, they're not getting the likes of Cyber on. Why pay and get this money, get this type of player in, if you're not going to capitalise on the talent that he has? And ultimately, I think it's going to come back to haunt them. I think Southampton are going to capitalise with the likes of Theo Walcott and Danny Ings and get that goal, and continue to push their forward momentum into the top 6. Next up, West Brom versus Leeds United. West Brom getting an amazing result, 1-1 against Liverpool, whilst Leeds United winning 1-0 against Burnley. And I think Leeds will capitalise on this results because of West Brom's position, although not a poor team in the past 2 games since Sam Allardyce has come in. I think ultimately it's still a very long time to get the team working in motion. I think Leeds will want to capitalise this and get that 1-0 win. I think Patrick Bamford's going to keep scoring the goals and keep pushing Leeds up the table. Next up, probably the most boring game of the week, Burnley versus Sheffield United. 2 teams that both lost. Sheffield United still yet to get a win, and I think really Sheffield United want to capitalise on and get a victory. They need to be doing it now. And I'm going to be honest, I think they will do it. I think Burnley just can't score, and I just don't see them playing as a team. They feel like they're playing as individuals, and even in as individuals, they're all quite poor. I'm going to go Sheffield United 2, Burnley won here. I think they will still get a goal for Ashley Barnes, who's really the only decent player, and Nick Pope. Nick Pope's not scoring the goals this year, and I think Sheffield United will want a bounce back, want a reaction, and ultimately will try and secure survival this season. Next up, we have Manchester United versus Wolverhampton Wanderers, a really interesting game. Obviously, Manchester securing a 2-2 draw against Leicester, whilst Wolves coming back to secure a 1-1 draw against Tottenham, and could have been a win if they had played a little bit better, a little more consistent. I think this is going to be a really tough game, but I think Man United are going to edge it over them. I think they're going to be 2-1. I see Pedro Neto getting a goal. I think he's probably one of the most underrated players for Wolverhampton Wanderers, but I think Fernandes and Rashford are going to make that link up really well, and obviously just get Man United another 3 points. Next up, Tottenham versus Fulham. Obviously, Tottenham getting the 1-1 draw. Fulham, again, I think another draw it was. They're starting to look some momentum, and I think they're going to cause an upset here. I just don't see Tottenham. Tottenham, to me, this is a game that Tottenham would crumble to, and I think they are going to crumble. I think it's going to be a 2-1 win to Fulham here. I think Fulham might get it in the last minute with like Lookman or Bobby Reed or whatever. I think Tottenham are just going to crumble here and really put some questions and doubts into the minds of Mourinho. And finally, we have Newcastle versus Liverpool. Newcastle obviously not playing really well right now, and Liverpool managing to get a 1-1 draw. For me, I don't really see Liverpool winning the league this year. If they are going to win the league, I think they're only just going to do it. I don't see the dominant fashion that I've seen for the past 2 seasons. And as I said, I think that momentum train is finally starting to come to a halt, and I think it's finally happening now. But I don't see him coming to a head against Newcastle. I'm going to go Liverpool 3, Newcastle 0. Newcastle can't score. Newcastle can't do anything really. I think they need a new manager. They need some better players. And I think really if they had that takeover, they would have been in a much better position. But I think Liverpool are just going to absolutely run riot over Newcastle. And that concludes our game week for this week. Hopefully you did enjoy this. I'm sorry I had to quickly run through it, but unfortunately I left this a bit late and I've got things to do because I'm a busy boy. But if you did enjoy this, please leave in the comments down below what you thought. Leave your predictions too, if you agree, if you disagree. If not, follow us on our social pages so you can tell us there. But without further ado, I've been Ben, up the Villa with the pride of Villa. We'll see you later, boys.
Jimmy on the beat, boy.